Hey everyone, Rosbowski here, and welcome back to another Five Nights at Freddy's 4 information and speculation video. Today I am joined all the way from a cruise ship, the beautiful Dawkins.
What's going on, guys? Dawkins here.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the Steam page for Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and some very interesting information we have on it. Now, first of all, we're going to be talking about some interesting wording Scott has used in the description of the game. Now, Scott has described Five Nights at Freddy's 4 as the final chapter, or the last chapter of the Five Nights at Freddy's original story. Now, Dawko, what do you think he means by original story here?
I honestly don't know, but I just feel like he's used his words really carefully in this description. So it's either that it could be a different like franchise to Five Nights at Freddy's, like it could move on, make another animatronic game, or I don't really know. It's just hard to say. I don't think he's going to make a Five Nights at Freddy's 5. I'm going to say that now. But I do think he does have an opportunity to branch out the franchise, maybe a sister location or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right in thinking there's not going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's 5. I think he's definitely finished with the Five Nights at Freddy's side of it. However, he's obviously liking the idea and maybe the story behind how Five Nights at Freddy's has been tied together. So he has left himself open to possibilities. I mean, he's mentioned a sister location, and at the moment, the way Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is going, there doesn't seem to be any further mention of this said sister location. So perhaps we could be looking at new animatronics in the future in a different time scale, or maybe even witnessing on a parallel line. So we've got Five Nights, we've got the Freddy Fazbear's chain, and then maybe we've got a sister chain somewhere else that we're going to explore the storyline of somewhere in a different place. So it's just interesting the way, I know a couple of people have picked up on it. I know Zombie Wars, he's mentioned it, and a lot of you have been saying, does this mean there's going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's 5 because of the way he's written the last chapter of the Five Nights at Freddy's original story? And he's very clever in the way he words things, and this is the first time he's worded it like this. I know we've been waiting for the Steam page mainly for the description, because we've got it confirmed that we're playing as a child now. Yeah. But the bit that stuck out to most people was the original story. So it does sound like Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is going to be the final Five Nights at Freddy's game, but he's going to continue making games after this, but he's going to focus on something else, and I would love to know what this something else is. So it looks like Scott is going to be continuing to make games, which is what we wanted. We love his horror style games, and we all wanted him to continue making these, and it looks like he is going to do that in some kind of Five Nights at Freddy's universe. But like, obviously you've got, like, say, the DC universe, you've got the Marvel universe, you concentrate on one character, and now you're going to move across to another one. From Batman to Superman, you understand what I'm saying? So he's obviously going to concentrate on somebody else's story arc, which I'm hyped about. I don't know what it's going to involve, but I'm hyped about it. And I think a possible sister location with new animatronics could work out quite interesting. Another couple of things to talk about is the sound.
On Reddit we saw this, didn't we, Raz? That someone noticed that the sound interface, full audio and subtitles are completely different than the other 3 games. And what was different, Raz?
Well, actually, if you have a look at languages, you've got English written, and then there's only a tick under interface, which is obviously your menus, etc, etc. And there's no ticks under full audio or subtitle, whereas if you have a look at Five Nights at Freddy's 3, you have got full audio has a tick. So immediate comparison means that there's going to be no phone guy. Because there's no English language as a voice, he can't tick that box. So unless this is a mistake, then it looks like there's not going to be any phone guy, which is a bit sad. I would have liked, yeah, I would like to have just heard him, even if it was on that little toy phone line on the floor, even if it was just like a little tape that you pressed at the start of the night or something. Would have been quite cool. I know a lot of folk were saying maybe there was a voicemail left from your dad who was the phone guy. That might have been quite cool.
The interesting thing is that if it says playing as a child whose role is yet unknown, what a twist it would be if we're actually the reason why there's no phone guy calls is because we are the child phone guy.
Oh, imagine he just opens the door and he's like, hello, hello, hello. That would be pretty cool. And the final thing we're going to discuss today, guys, like there's only one person watching this, guys, is just the size of the game. It's going to be 1 gigabyte in size, or at least that's what they're recommending you save for this game, which, again, even from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is a huge increase, because Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was only 250 megabytes. So, Dawko, you had a couple of ideas why it might be slightly larger.
Yeah, and one large thing that it could be is actual cutscenes, kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I feel like he's going to try and explain the story in much more detail compared to mini games, and obviously cutscenes are going to have, you know, a much bigger effect to tell the story and a much bigger size as well. And I just feel like cutscenes would be a great way to tell the story. I mean, I know a lot of people like the mini games, but I feel like it just wouldn't fit in with the game, and I feel like it would just get a bit too, you know, repetitive. And we know that Scott likes to make things different. But I'm not saying mini games aren't going to be in there. I just don't want them to be. I'd rather have cutscenes, because we know Scott can do cutscenes, like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So why not do it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite easy to make the cutscenes at the end of the night, or I say easy, I don't know how to control games or program games, but if you have the cutscenes at the end of the night and you just click on an item in the game, like you did in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, when you were pressing the tiles, and then you can have secret mini games actually in the night instead of at the end of the night, and you can combine Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 mechanics in the storytelling, I mean, and you can have the best of both worlds. I mean, you can click the robot. Maybe that's why he's showing us, click the robot. Technically, you're a child, you're playing with the robot, and maybe you can use that robot in some form of mini game.
Yeah.
And then we could have the cutscenes at the end of the night. You've also, if you have a look at the jump scare as well, it looks like that's it looks different to the other jump scares. It looks it's a lot more violent, it's a lot more shaky, it's a lot more probably graphics and memory intensive as well. So potentially we're looking at that being a reason as well. But it does say in the story that there where is it exactly, ward off unwanted creatures that may venture into your closet or your bedroom. That's not the bit. It was something about shadows. Where is it? Where is it? Even worse things that lurk in the shadows. There it is.
I know what you mean.
So I mean, he physically mentions Freddy Fazbear, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and even worse things that lurk in the shadows. So we possibly haven't even got the full roster of animatronics yet, which I think a lot of us assumed that being possible, because he's not going to reveal everything. He wants to leave some things as a surprise, so I think he's hinting at more animatronics. I mean, we've not got Fredbear in the trailer, and he's not mentioned him here, so unless he's just referring to him, I think we'll be seeing some more animatronics too.
Another thing as well, Raz, is that it could be just different room locations as well. A lot of people were saying, like, maybe we're going to be in different rooms, like Plushtrap's room. Maybe he actually hasn't revealed some other different locations yet, which would be interesting.
That would definitely be interesting. But there we go, guys. The most important thing there, I think, is the sentence, last chapter of the Five Nights at Freddy's original story. Original being the choice word there. So hopefully Scott is going to continue making games after Five Nights at Freddy's 4. But either way, if you did enjoy today's video, then please hit that like button. It really, really is appreciated. And if you're on my channel, then please go over to the Dawkos and check out that beautiful bastard, because he has fantastic gameplay.
Same for me, guys. If you're on my channel, Razbowski's link will be in the description down below. Sorry, it's his holiday messing with my mind. I'm not used to it.
It's all that sun. It's messing with your mind. But either way, guys, thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you all soon.
Take care, folks.